Good afternoon and welcome to CraftWorld Live. It's Friday the 19th of February. I mean, where has the last 6 weeks of 2021 gone already? We have amazing offers for you today, as we always do on a Friday, but we've got an extra special guest as well. Very often we have guests that you've seen before. I don't know, they've been on other design teams, they've been working for big companies that we've got in at CraftStash, but today we have got our very own design team member, Sasha Reade, which we're really excited to have with us today. And the reason we've brought Sasha in to this week's CraftWorld Live is simply because we have got a product that she absolutely loves. Okay, now we are talking about your must-have stash this week. We're talking about items that you need to be able to create the most amazing cards. Please make sure you are tagging and you are sharing and you are commenting and you are liking, because you're going to get the opportunity to win a bundle. We're giving away over £85 worth of product during this hour. Okay, by the end of the hour, I'm going to announce 3 names. Now, this is both on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on CraftWorld as well. Please make sure you're commenting. We've got the lovely Maria in the background in a whole other city, but she is watching and she is making sure she keeps a note of all of those comments, and she will be picking you out of a hat, one from each platform, and I'll now announce those at the end of the hour, so keep tuned for that. But not only are you going to have the opportunity to win a prize, here's a gift for absolutely everybody. There is a 20% code off of the brand of Creative, which is what today's show is all about. If you want that 20% code, all you need to do is head over to craftworld.com. Head over there, you'll find the code. It's kind of a secret code for CraftWorld members. It's completely free to join, by the way, if you're not a member already. 20% off of Creative. Now, Creative is a brand that is what it says on the tin, but it makes the most amazing cards, okay? Shaped cards. We've got nestables, so you do your matting, your layering, your apertures, your frames, all of these. And we've got the fun ones, the really fun ones that myself and Sasha are going to be demonstrating today are the stepper cards. So we're just going to say a quick hello to Sasha, and then I'll read some of your comments that I can see coming through already. So Sasha, it's lovely to have you here with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you've been a little bit nervous, but I'm really excited. So could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm a crafter, obviously, a bit of an addict. So I've been doing this for about 10 years now. I used to run some in-person classes, which were a bit tricky to manage once I had children. It just got quite time-consuming. And I found it really difficult to have enough supplies for everyone and things like that. So I ended up moving online a couple of years ago and started doing YouTube instead. Which has been amazing fun. So I get to teach everyone and still have that creativity, but I don't have to worry about all the supplies and all the behind the scenes stuff, the rent and all that kind of stuff. So I get to craft and create whatever I feel like, and just put it online. It's great fun. So
fantastic. Yeah. Well, so many people are commenting already, saying hello to you. I know you've got the comments there, but I know you'll go back afterwards, and I'm sure you'll reply to people and such. And we've brought you in, I've already given people an idea, we've brought you into this show because you love Creative, the brand. I know as a design team member, you've specifically requested some of these dies, which we love. We love that you love our brands. Would you like to tell us what your favourite thing about the Creative dies is?
Definitely. So if you've watched my YouTube channel, you see them a lot. I love layering dies. So layering dies is what gets me every time. I like to be able to build up cards. I like having more character to the card, basically. And so when I saw the Creative range come out with a really good budget brand layering set, I was really excited. So I bought a couple, and I cheekily asked for some more, and I just get them. And then they just kept coming out with more. So we've got the basics shapes, and then now we've got stitch shapes, and now there are scallop shapes. And I love them, so I create with them all the time. They're just really useful basic shapes to have, and I find them so handy to just kind of get out and use on card making. And so yeah, my favorite ones are probably the hearts and stars. I probably use those quite a lot because they can kind of go for all genders and they're just really useful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know you're going to be demonstrating, and when you emailed in the week about your demonstrations, like, I've got 3, 4, 5 demonstrations, like, whoa, you know, you could just keep creating with these for hours, I'm sure. And we're going to love watching you. I've seen you demonstrate. Everyone else is already excited. I think you've got a few fans in the comments there already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on, just give us a little blush. No, it's really exciting. So I'm going to recap some offers and say hello to a few people while you get yourself set up for that first demonstration.
Great.
All right, thank you. So let's just move away from Sasha before she does all her jiggery pokery. Let's say hello to a few of you. Thank you for joining us. We've got Marta, she's joined us. We've got Jude Barkley. She loves layering herself. She gets a bit carried away sometimes. We've got Renee. We've got Irene's watching, sorry. I get the watching and I get the comments come up. Geraldine, what's the difference between layering dies and nesting dies? There isn't a difference, Geraldine, actually. The idea is you can do both with them. So you can do so nesting, you can cut apertures getting smaller and smaller, or you can do your matting and layering getting bigger and bigger. We're going to show you through so many of these different techniques today. Hopefully it's going to be so much fun. Our lovely Pauline Hickey, also on our design team, has said have a great time. Sasha, best of luck. So thank you so much to all of you who are watching and commenting, and every single one of you who's commented is now in with the chance of winning that share of over £85 worth of creative goodies, and they will be some of the dies that you'll see here today. Now we have got a deal on at the moment on one of the particular creative dies. Let's come down to my desk. You can see these a lot clearer on my desk here. So this is one of the elements that we're going to be sharing with you today, and that's the Step It Up from Creative. I'm going to go through the other products with you in a minute. There's a little bit of a storyline behind how they've been coming around. But the Step It Up are the ones that me and Sasha absolutely adore. Okay, you get so much for your money here. Now this is a selection of Step It Up 1, which was the first collection. Sasha really loves, in particular, the second collection. So she's going to be working with that in her demonstration. So you'll see more of that then. But these stepper dies at the moment, they are on an offer on craftstash.co.uk for 2 of them, any 2, for £24.99. Okay, so if you're purchasing them that way, you're saving 40% on them. So that's brilliant. That's almost, it's not quite, but almost buy one get one half price, isn't it? So that's that. And then you've got that 20% off of creative code over on CraftWorld. Okay, that's off selected creative. Now I want to talk you through the creative the timeline. So what has come about so far? I can't tell you what's going to come up, but I'll give you a bit of an idea. So we started with the super size nestables. You absolutely love these, so much so. I mean, you can do so much with them. Talking about what is a matting layering die, what is a nestable die. There's no limit to what you can and can't do with these. So for example, there's a card I've created using that hexagonal die. These are the ones that did sell out really, really quickly, but actually we're planning on getting them back in stock. So this is just a quick view. This was the very first collection of the super size. The sort of things that you can be creating with your large nesting dies. Obviously mine are very well used, hence they're not quite stuck to the backing paper anymore. Rectangles, octagonals, hearts. We love them, but you all love them so much and they sold out, and we're getting them back in stock. But the next selection were the Christmas ones, but of course not just for Christmas. In particular, things like the nested hearts. The primitive heart you can create cards like this from, and then we've got the snowflake as well, really beautiful for making large flowers from, and of course the star, call it a nativity star, but you can use it any time of year. And then for your Christmas cards, we've got the fairy lights, we've got the stocking, and we've got the Christmas tree. Now once again, really, really popular, so it was on the designers to bring out another set as quickly as possible to feed your crafting appetite for these. And the next collection was the stitched squares, or say stitched edge ones. So we all love a decorative border, don't we? Now these are beautiful. So we've got your basic shapes going from really tiny, I mean that is not even an inch big, up to really large. In fact, let me just measure this largest one for you. That is 8, it is 8. I thought it was 8 inches by 8. And how much Do you think you would use that in your stash right now, particularly with that gorgeous stitched edge detail? 20% off these if you grab that code over at CraftWorld. We've got circles as well. We've got the hearts, tiny, teeny, tiny heart, up to really large 8x8 heart. Same with the stars, same with the ovals. You see, we just keep going on. Every one of these shapes you would use time and time again, and the octagons as well. So after these, we've then got, did you see on, let me see, Wednesday we had our free craft along, and Katie Skilton was demonstrating the new scalloped edge dies. They are absolutely beautiful, brand new. Check those out on CraftStash as well, because they are similar theme, but with the scalloped edge that is so popular. We've also got things like your slimline and your DL dies for those, and then the steppers, which we're going to be demonstrating now. Talking of demonstrating, Sasha, are you ready for us to come back to you?
Yes, totally.
Absolutely, fantastic. So I'm looking forward to this. So everybody, I know you've been welcoming Sasha in the comments. Don't forget to comment to make sure you're in with a chance of winning some of this prize that we're giving out at the end. But let's welcome Sasha and see her fantastic demonstration. Take it away, Sasha. Tell us what you love about these dies.
Okay, so I just wanted to share, I've got this little box that I keep on my desk. It kind of sits in a galaxy on my desk, and this is my go-to box. So in here are all my shapes, which Lou's just shared with you. These are the scalloped ones that she was talking about. They're the same exact kind of shapes, although there are some bunting ones and some tag ones in here as well, which are so much fun. So you can see mine are a total mess. I'll probably be getting them into different packaging soon because they are such a mess.
Well, I have to admit,
look at the tag. That's my hand. It's ginormous. So you could do this as like a mixed media project and things as well. So the scalloped ones are new, and I have lots to do with them, but I love them. So this box sits on my desk, and that's what I get playing with, and I reach for it daily. So I've done some various shapes with mine where you can layer them up. You get really cool effects. You can create your own stamps. There's a tutorial I've done on this one. You can create your own stamps by just die cutting out some foam and stamping it onto one of your current stamps, change the shape. This is the scalloped large rectangle. So sometimes you might think it's a bit silly to get shapes that you could cut with a paper trimmer, but when you can layer them up, like these are the rectangles, you couldn't do that with a paper trimmer.
No, absolutely.
That's why I love it. You can get so many layering options. So those are just a couple samples. The ones that Lou hasn't been able to share with you yet, we've got some of the word dies as well, and these are my kind of cup of tea. They come with a shadow outline. I'm sorry, the reflection's very bad, but there's a shadow outline with the words, so it's really fun. And you've got every sentiment you can possibly think of in here. You'll see these in a minute because I've die cut one out just so you can see the size.
Brilliant.
Of them. But I thought we would start with this Curvy gatefold card. So when you get the dies, they look a bit overwhelming. As you can see, that's really, really long and really tall. And some of them, for example, the Zigzag stepper, you can kind of look at it and go, oh my gosh, there's a lot of dies. But they're all really easy, which is why I think I've loved them so much. I've done about 6 cards with this Curvy gatefold one. It's the simplest one, and I really, really like it. And it looks stunning. So basically, when you die cut it out, you get that shape there. Mm-hmm. And all you have to do is just fold it. So I've got a bone folder here just to kind of crease those edges so it stays closed a little bit better. But you just literally fold it, and you get this beautiful shape that you had to do nothing with. And it just went through the die cut machine, cut like butter. And now we've got this cool design. Then when you cut the rest of the shapes out, this is literally all there is in this one. You get your rectangle, and you get 2 rectangle dies, one to fit on top of the other. Mm-hmm. And then you just get these funky shapes that fit on top of your card. So it's all a bit of matting and layering. So lovely. All we need to do then is take some adhesive, a nice strong adhesive if you're using foil card, because it can slippy about, which you'll probably see as I'm demoing live. I've never done a live demo before, so this is new to me.
Oh, you're doing amazing.
I have to say I'm a little bit shaky, and I'm so pleased you can't see my face.
Oh, don't. No, you're doing brilliantly.
All kinds of weird looks. But I'm used to filming and then editing all the oopsies out, so you'll get to see them live this time.
No edits today.
So literally you're just going to stick it together. Now I'm not giving this time to dry as much as I would. I'd probably press it down, put something firm on it because it is foil card. But for the sake of the demo, I am just cracking on. Oh, look at that. It's my first oopsie. I folded the card backwards.
I know what you've done. Yes. I love it.
Before you start
She's done it
gluing.
now. Yay! That's it.
So
That's
you can
mistake over.
pretend I just glued that beautiful bit there on the inside of my card.
Never
So here's
mind.
the first oopsie. You got to make sure you've got it the right way around, but they do just line up. So there we go. That's a note to self. If you buy this die set, make sure you line it up and make sure you've got it the right way around. I didn't even think this when I was making up these cards earlier. I'm like, oh, whoops. I think I've done it every time I've made one of these. But I always check before I start gluing. But for the sake of time, I'm just slapdashing it on.
I suppose that a tip there would be to glue on the gatefold pieces first and then do the centre afterwards, maybe, just to make sure.
Yes, just so you don't fuck that one up. Yeah. This paper here is the Made to Surprise by Sam Colcutt, if you want to know. It's got some foiled elements in it.
Love it.
Not
That
foiled,
did.
some metallic in it.
I think that may have
So-
sold out originally. I'm sure we'll probably get it back or got it back in stock, but definitely worth checking that one
It
out.
was in my collection. I'm like, oh, this is so nice.
Yes.
It goes well with this gold foil because it's got the actual gold printed on
It's gorgeous.
half the pages. Okay, so that's your basic fold. Now we can step it up a little bit. So you can go ahead and cut yourself just a strip. This is just over 1 inch wide, and it's the full A4 length. And we're going to make a belly band. So the easiest way to make a belly band is to kind of roughly line it up in the middle. We're going to fold over that side nice and tight to that edge, and then just shift it in just slightly,
Okay.
and then fold it nice and tight to that edge, and then you will end up with enough wiggle room to slide this off and on. So that's
Brilliant.
my little trick for making a belly band.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use a little bit of tear tape. This is the CraftStash Basics range, which I've been trialing. I got a little bit of it for free, and I've actually gone and bought 4 more rolls.
4 more.
It's super
I love
sticky.
it. I love it. So
I
that's.
love it. It's when I get a good tape, I'm really happy, and then I like to invest in it. So I played with it off camera for a few weeks. Discovered I absolutely love it. You get loads on the roll, and it's only about £1, so I bought
Brilliant.
loads more.
Brilliant. Yes, so that'll be
now the
part of
trick
the
with it.
essentials range if anyone's looking for new double-sided tape.
Now, the trick when you're not live on camera is that you'll measure this a little bit better and make sure that that seam is nice and in the middle.
Oh, don't worry.
Trim it down. Then I've gone ahead and I've prepared a little heart to go on the top. So that's going to actually cover up my little seam. I've
lovely.
embossed just for you
Gorgeous.
on the top with a little flower. And these are the scalloped hearts, so they're really cute. And I've just gone and inked around the edge in black, and that kind of gives us a nice little finishing touch to
Yeah.
the top of our little...
Oh, look, you've covered your
so there's
join up
something-
anyway.
There we go. Right, so there's the belly band. That's the word I'm looking for. That's on the inside, pretend. And then that one is just going to slide on top once I hook it all in and stop shaking on the camera.
Honestly, do you know what? Someone,
There we go.
I think
So that
it
just
was...
slides on top of there, and then you get a really cute card that took no time at all. So I just die cut 2 hearts. I stamped before I die cut to make sure that that was nice in the center, and it was just gluing together, and that is all it takes to make that demo.
That is beautiful, and so many people are commenting how beautiful it is. But I believe I think it was Rosanna. I saw a comment come through saying, oh, here we go, from Roseanne. I love you being so real, Sasha.
It wouldn't be me if I didn't muck up every 2 seconds.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's lovely. We love real
before we
crafters.
Sorry, I'm trying to multitask and I'm not very good at it. I thought just before we switch back, I'll give you a quick little share, because I know some of
Absolutely.
you saw this photo I just kind of dove straight into the demo, but I haven't actually shared with you some samples. So this is the octagon one.
Lovely.
And this is another favorite, and it looks so overwhelming when you pull out the package. But literally, all you're going to do, right, mind your ears, because I meant to do this before.
Oh, it was
That's
fine.
My biggest pet peeve is when people open packaging on a video.
I've done it all the time, don't worry.
Okay, so when you pull it out, and you pull that first die out, because it can look so overwhelming with all those dies, that's your base shape. See
Okay,
if you can do that better.
that's a
So
big
you
die.
get that one shape. You run it through your die cut machine. Obviously, this one's a bigger one, so you're going to need a Big Shot Plus. Some of them you'll be able to fit through a normal size die cutting machine just fine. This is one that will need an A4. But then all you're left with is these shapes. So once you pull that first die off, it's not so overwhelming. You get a shape, and then you get a layer. So that was one thing that I was really stressed out when I got this. I thought, oh my gosh, this is complicated, but it's dead easy. So it die cuts and it scores it for you.
Fantastic.
And all you have to do is follow the instructions on the back, which can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming, but you will get there. But basically, it says mountain fold. Mountain fold is when you pinch up. Valley fold is when you pinch down. And you kind of follow those and kind of pinch as you go, and you will eventually start to get the shape. And the nice thing about most of the range is that they fold nice and flat so that you can fit them in some kind of envelope. So this one will fit in a DL envelope and have a little bit extra on the end, but it will fit in there. And it's gone and squashed really nicely. So when you've gone and layered them up, it's literally foil card, designer paper, which I use the British Birds paper, which is on CraftStash at the moment.
Oh yes, love those.
I've got that paper pad, and I just layered it up. And then I always leave a white one somewhere for my message. So I've got that on the back for my message. I've got happy birthday, let's celebrate, which I fussy cut out the paper, and then that just folds up nicely into an envelope, and then it'll just pop open into its natural position when someone takes it out.
That looks
really
like
fun.
That looks like the sort of card that you could probably work out a couple of different ways of having it as well, maybe.
Yes.
Because of all the different
I'm sure you can fold it in all kinds of different ways as well. But there is also, I'm not sure if Lou managed to pull it up, but I did a shaker for this one as my original sample, because again, you've got the layering dies included in the set, so you why not make a shaker out of it? You just cut out that middle bit,
absolutely,
behind, and then you can do a really fun shaker element on almost all these cards, which is really, really fun. I love shaker cards.
Yeah, I have got that photo, so I'll pop that in probably while you're demonstrating next time, if that's okay. We'll come back to that one.
Totally.
Amazing. Have you got any more samples to show us, or are we saving those for the next?
I have got. Shall I share with you all the samples I've got, and then I'll do my demo in the next minute?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so next up, I have got this one here. Let me find the die for that one. I thought I was nice and organized, and then I started filling my desk as I do. Sometimes I get avalanches on my desk because I tend to do this kind of thing. So this one here is now gone and stuck it at the bottom of my, here we are, the high center stepper card.
Okay.
So this one again is another really nice and simple one, like that first curvy gatefold that I shared with you. When you die cut it, it comes out as this sort of rectangle. This will fit through a standard die cutting machine. A lot less folds in this one. So again, on the back, it shows you mountain, mountain, valley, and then mountain. Yeah. So you're going to peak it where it's supposed to peak, and drop it where it's meant to drop, and then you get this kind of shape, and it pops up and stands up on your desk, or on the recipient's mantle or whatever.
Yeah, beautiful.
Now, I think this is the way it's meant to go. I think it's meant to go this direction, and sits like that. So I decorated this one, and I used a new paper pad from CraftStash called the Art Deco paper pad.
Brilliant.
And I like it because it's got lots of wine in there. I like having some wine.
It is Friday.
Only on weekends. But I've just sort of fussy cut out the best wishes. I stuck a little gem on there and fussy cut out a circle there. But it's great. Again, all I had to do, I just did one layer on this one. I didn't do both layering. So this is just the base side, the first big layer, and then I minused the top one to it. I think there was another one, or am I being crazy? I am being crazy. Okay, so I've layered all the layers that come with it. Then I flipped it and did it a different direction. So I did it kind of like,
oh wow,
it's flat like that. So the message to your recipient can go here.
Mm-hmm. Lovely. That looks like an armchair.
And this is Sasha not knowing what I'm doing. So I was like, well, I'll do one of each because one of them's got to be right.
Oh, do you know what? I don't think there is a right and wrong way. I love both of them equally.
Yeah, I think it's just fun. You can have your message down there. But I did a bit of gold embossing around the lady's head.
Gorgeous.
Kind of to cover up my really bad fussy cutting. I'm terrible.
No, it's lovely.
And stuck on the Let's Celebrate, popped it up with a bit of dimensionals or a bit of foam tape. And then we've got two cards that I think they only took me about maybe 10-20 minutes each to do. It's just die cutting. And you get a really effective, cool, different kind of card that you didn't actually have to sit there with a paper trimmer and slice into.
Brilliant.
To get all those cuts.
That's the thing, isn't it? With these sort of style of cards, all the different shapes, the steppers, the easels, the gatefolds, the measuring and the cutting is what takes so long.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, lovely. I'm going to let you set up for another demonstration because I know you've got so much you want to show us. Thank you for that already so far. It's been amazing. I've got something extra special to tell you as well. On craftstash.co.uk, you are able to get double points, okay, all day, double points. So if you are thinking about popping some of these creative elements into your basket, and I would do, if you can get that 20% off code over on CraftWorld, or if you want to go for the steppers 2 for $24.99 and then get double points on them as well, you're winning. I'm absolutely winning on building up your craft stash, no pun intended. A few more people I want to just say hello to. Teresa has said good morning from from Wider, Ohio. Wow. There's people from all over the world. I've seen someone from Australia, someone from Spain as well. I apologise. I don't remember all of your names when I see them coming through. Geraldine has said that Sasha's recent card looks like a stage, which is brilliant. You imagine using it with Paper Discovery with those beautiful, the Nutcracker elements that she brought out recently. They would be beautiful. Everyone's absolutely loving Sasha and her cards, her demonstrations, how she's keeping it real, which is brilliant. Rosanna said that the last card she showed looked a bit like a throne for Game of Thrones fans. Another fantastic idea. I thought an armchair actually, and I thought an armchair you could put like a newspaper, maybe a dog or a cat on there as well, or somebody sleeping. You know, so much. Yeah, just as I said it, Lynn thought it as well. There's so many of you commenting. Jenny Bayliss as well. She's going to have to get these dies. They're fabulous. So don't forget today, double points. It's well worth. If you're thinking about purchasing over the weekend, make sure you do it today. Now I get a chance to show you a few of the dies from the Step It Up collection 1, which I'm really excited about. And don't forget, these are the ones, as well as the ones Sasha's been showing you, that you can get 2 for $24.99 on. Now I've got 4 of the first collection here for you. So I'm going to run through these very quickly and show you the shapes that you can make with them. So the first one is a side stepper card. Now if you've not seen a side stepper card, this is what a side stepper is, okay? I've left these undecorated because I wanted to be able to show you without you thinking that you needed all the decorative elements. You just need cardstock. So as you can see, that's the base, and you've simply got your fold lines. I've put one layer of matting and layering on there, but there is an additional layer in here that you can put on. But I've also found that these are really lovely if you want to, for cutting apertures, little windows in to all of your pieces as well. So there's another idea. And with each of these, there are different ways of having them stand. I mean, you may want to have this stand this way instead. You may want to have it this way. It will stand like this, and then have something hanging from here. You can do that. There's lots of different variations. So then we've also got the double gatefold card. Now this is another one I'm going to quickly demonstrate in a moment. And the reason I love this is because if you've got 2 pieces of cardstock with a white back, or if they're two-tone or, you know, double-sided but not the same colour, you can get varying looks from these. So this is that double gatefold. So you can see it folds in and then back out again. And you've got this really fun, almost Art Deco look to the gates on the front there, and they have a little peek through, so you could put a belly band around there if you wanted to, or some flowers in the middle, all sorts. But you can also turn this over and have it this way, so that would be another different look, different colours. When you're using a white backed cardstock, I'm using Hunky Dory here, Adorable Scoreable. I don't know how well you can see, we've actually got 3 colours in there, because we've got the dark green, the pale green that I added with my mats and layers, and then the white of the reverse of the cardstock that peeks through on these side gates. So that's that set. And then we've got the centre stepper easel cards, get them right, and that's this. So what you've got here is, first of all, you've got a centre stepper, okay, but, and this is different to any of the other steppers that we'll see in this collection, you've also got the additional element that makes it into an easel card. Have you done a stepper card before where you've put lots of embellishments on the front, and then the front actually slips down and it ends up sitting on your mantelpiece like this? or someone's mantelpiece like that. This tucks into that easel. It's an additional piece so that it doesn't fall down, which is brilliant. And that is a separate die, so you don't have to use that piece if you want to. So you've really got 2 cards in one with this set. And the last one that I'm going to briefly run you through is the Center Stepper card, which is, so this is also a Center Stepper, but this is the other way round. Okay, so you've actually got the steppers going downwards. So hopefully you can see the shape there. Again, I've only put one of the matting and layering dies on there, but there isn't another one, so we could put another 3rd colour on there all the way round, additional pieces in there as well. This is Adorable Scoreable, which is 350 GSM, okay? This is cutting and scoring beautifully with these dies. It just shows the quality. Creative are all about giving you quality, but simplicity. No frills, no extra embellishments with these, just your basic card bases that you need in your stash to create these amazing cards. So very quickly, let's run you through. Which one am I going to do first? I think I'm going to do the, let's do the side stepper. See, I have planned this. I am a professional, honestly. Sasha's in the back. Sasha, can you still see the comments?
I can.
Lovely. So, yeah, there is. There's a few seconds between what we're doing and being able to see your comments. So I apologise if we miss anything or if we reply to things far too late. We try and keep up with everything, but with all of you watching and commenting, you know, it's tough. So you've got the option when you're I'm just going to use plain cardstock. Like I say, I'm keeping it really, really simple for you because you'll know what embellishments you want to add on. But with this, you can either die cut in a darker colour, add lighter mats and layers, or vice versa. You'll get different looks. So let me run this through. Like I say, Adorable Scoreable, because it's the thickest cardstock that I know of on the market. You can pick up Adorable Scoreable at CraftStash, of course, in lots of different colourways, different packs. I go for... okay, yes. So, would you like to just, if you've got a ruler to hand, Sasha, I don't know if you have, or a mat. No, that's fine. So, as you said, one of them fits in a smaller than DL envelope. I'll measure this one as soon as I've put it through as well. They're all very similar. They're not huge, which is brilliant for your postage. Yes.
So I mean, in terms of die cutting, if you're wondering the size of when you're die cutting, is the size on CraftStash's website?
I think they probably will be, to be honest. I'm not sure if the finished card size is on here. No. So we've got ours. So for example, the side stepper here in inches is just over 4 inches and almost, well, it's sort of 5.5 inches long, so 5.5 and just over 4 this way. The center stepper is 4.5 inches by 5.5 inches, so you can see we're nice simple size cards. We're not going too dramatically big for you, so the envelopes you have already at home will absolutely fit these in. And just for reference, the double gatefold is just over 5 inches by 4 inches again, so you're looking at 4-5 inches roughly each way.
People can't hear me, Lou. Am I on mute on your end? No one can hear me. Can hear you?
Possibly. I think it's probably because you're coming through my computer that's we can't hear Sasha very well. Probably because we've not got her on this camera, so we'll come back to Sasha in a moment. Sorry if you can't. I'm talking to myself then, aren't I? And you can't hear what she's saying. I'll work out a way of putting her on. So we've got here all the folds, all the score lines are already into that cardstock here. We've got the instructions on the back. Now, most of the time I just work this out for myself because essentially these ones you're going to have to concertina fold, which means backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. So when you're looking at it, you know that the first one's going to be a mountain and then valley and then mountain and then valley. And I don't go in and really squeeze together everything to start with. I just do a slight score line there and then a slight pinch, just as Sasha was doing, a slight pinch, and then everything should just fall together. When you fold it up, it should all just pop together nicely. What have I missed there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. All score lines, easy. And nice and strong and sturdy as well. Will stand up by itself and will fold completely flat. And then we have the option of all the additional extras. Now, Sasha had the good idea. If you take away your main die, you can see clearly on here which dies you've got left for your matting and layering. Now, obviously, you don't need to layer every single panel because I cheat. I'll admit it, but I only do the ones that I'm going to see from the front. So for this, it's going to be this one, and bear in mind they're backwards, so you can place them on your card and make sure. So there's that one, there's the bigger one at the back which will fit in there, and then there's the one in the middle which would be this one. I say you do have the extras if you want to do the reverse as well, but you don't have to. And if you are going to tip this, tilt it, use it a different way round, then of course you'll need to do that. So I'm just going to pop these into my machine. Now I'm decorating these with apple blossom today, and the reason being is because there is an amazing deal on apple blossom. Now you can see this on the home page on CraftStash.co.uk, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. There is 30% off of apple blossom over on CraftStash. So we're giving you 20% off with a special code of creative, 30% off of apple blossom. We're giving you 2 for £24.99 on the steppers. That's a lot of deals for you, and all of that there's double points on as well. So with apple blossom, oh no, I just need to recut something because it's just moved in my, this is what I get for not tacking down my dies. Look at this, I didn't tack it down and it just cut. So Sasha, you've made your mistake and I've now made mine. So just going to pop this back through. So apple blossom are beautiful dies, stamps and other elements, paper pads. I'm going to be working with the Year in Flowers collection on this because it's absolutely stunning. You get 12 months worth of stamps and dies, large flowers, and when you can get 30% off of them, I thought I really need to show you these. So let's pop this card together very quickly. Put these.
We've got a question of whether you can use more than one code at a time in your action code.
So we've had the question, if anyone can't hear Sasha, about using more than one code at a time. I'd imagine you can probably only use one at a time, but I would check that out. So I think your double points you're going to get automatically. If you want to use your 20% off code, I would do that in a separate order to an apple blossom code, okay, just so you can use them. Maria will be able to hopefully confirm for me in the comments. She's commenting under CraftStash, so she can just let us know. And then what was the other one? Oh, the 2 for £24.99, you don't need to put a code in either, just pop 2 into your basket for that. So it's only the 2 codes, and we'll find out for you whether you can use them together in one order or whether you need to do separate orders to be able to take advantage of both of them. But I mean, 20% and 30%, that is a bargain, isn't it? Love that offer. So just placing here. Now, a little tip for you, if you're matting and layering with plain cardstock, I've gone for tone on tone, and I have with all of these. So a darker colour and a brighter colour on each. I've gone for the green because I love this green against the colour that I'm going to do my flowers in a moment. And again, I could have gone in with an extra layer, an additional layer as well. I know Sasha did on a lot of her cards. She did the 2 layers. I'm being super duper quick. This really is almost beginner card making here, isn't it? Whatever level you're at, you're going to be able to cut these bases and then decorate however you wish. Okay, so there's the card base. And this...
that you do need to use the codes separately.
Yes, so you do need to use those codes separately. So if you're doing an apple blossom and a creative order, make sure they're 2 separate orders for you. Now, we have got here the February, the Year in Flowers. There's 12 of these, 1 for each month. They are a huge stamp, beautiful dies that coordinate. This is going to be part of your 30% off. I've also got from Apple Blossom a sentiment that comes from the bouquet collection, which is the fireworks and the butterflies. So I've just stamped this very quickly. I want to get back to Sasha's demonstration because I absolutely love her demonstration. So I'm not going to do it live for you, but you can see the sort of dies and stamps that you can be getting from that apple blossom. Check that out. That's called A Year in Flowers. Now I'm just going to place this flower over the top here. I'm going to cut into it. Now, this isn't even the entire flower, okay? You've got the long stem included in this and some additional leaves, but I knew, given the height of my card, that I wouldn't be using all of it. So I'm going to place this just so it overlaps that stepper a little bit, because I just think that gives it a little bit of a point of interest if it's coming over the stepper. So that's supporting, that high stepper is supporting most of the flower there. And then a little bit of glue just where you know the flower is going to be touching the stepper card. Can you see what I mean about that green working really well? I've coloured this in with watercolour paints, really basic watercolour paints as well. I haven't got anything expensive. This is what I've used. I've stamped in VersaFine and then I've just coloured with a little bit of water in one colour for the stems and one colour for the flower heads. And then lastly, I'm just going to pop on a sentiment. Now the sentiment is die cut from that die set as well, from the stepper die set. So you know that it's going to fit perfectly within here. And the white then echoes the white that is just in the border around the flower. Okay, so that just brings that white in as well. So really simple card for you, just to show you some of the things that you can be doing. But when you think of all the different colorways and all the different shapes that you can be doing with these as well, I mean, there's so many possibilities. I mean, Sasha has got the second collection, so you're just going to see, hopefully you're completely inspired with this collection for doing shaped cards. Gone are the days of your typical tentfold card now, I think. Sasha, are you happy for us to come back to you now and see some professional demonstrating?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just like
Sitting here thinking, I keep going to reach for my computer to go shopping. I love apple blossom.
Not yet.
Just like itching to like look it up and see how much it is. Okay, so can everyone hear me? Because that was I want to make sure that I'm not just talking to myself in my
yeah. I
kitchen.
think it was because I didn't have you in shot that we couldn't hear you. So
okay, so I wanted to share this one with you. I won't do a full demo on this zigzag card, but I wanted to share with you some tips and tricks, because it can be, this one is the only one I struggled with a little bit. All the rest were dead simple and you couldn't really go wrong. So here's my little sample that I've made. I've made a couple of these cards now. This is with the Alice in Teal paper pad, which I got ages ago. And I got it in the 8x8 and 12x12, and you do get slightly different papers between the two. But teal is my favorite color, and
yes.
So I love using this. And basically I just fussy cut, so don't look close because it's awful. I'm not very good at that. And just popped all those elements on this space. And now if I hadn't glued this a bit tight, this banner here, this would fold beautifully flat. Beautifully flat. And you would need a larger envelope if you've gone and added dimension and character to it, because obviously it's going to puff up, but this would fit in a normal size envelope easily.
Lovely.
When finished. So when you die cut it, this was the most complex looking one for me, where I kind of felt a little bit overwhelmed, but again, it's just layers. You've got your outer one, which comes as two, and you could fit this in a standard size die cutting machine. You just need your extended platform, or just run it through twice and cut to get the full cut. But you get your two zigzag bases. There we go. So they're just the two, you can't see it, can you? Just those two bases that you run through. I've got the Big Shot Plus, so I just ran it through together on one A4 sheet of cardstock and cut it.
Okay.
And then you've got your elements for cutting out your designer papers or your backing papers, whatever you want, and you get both sizes. So you've got your base one, and then you've got your layering one to go on top of that one. Now, there's a slight trick with this set. So when you get it and you've die cut it out, you get these kind of pieces that look like that. You do need to snip just in the ends of each of these. So it doesn't die cut all the way down.
Okay.
So you just need to snip to make sure that that opens up.
Great tip.
Okay, so you'll do that on all the sides. And this is another one of those cards where you could easily make an oopsie, because there is, it seems like there is a right and a wrong way to fold back and forth. But you'll work that out once you go and put your card together. So you're going to fold like an accordion style, so fold one way and then fold the other way.
Okay.
And then you'll work out if you've done it right or wrong when you go to stick the other one together.
Oh, right. Okay. But
that is the top bit there, yeah.
You can fold backwards and forwards, can't you? So if you fold one way,
exactly.
You can just flip it round.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't damage the cardstock. It shouldn't damage the cardstock. But you'll be able to work out whether you've got the right way round or not. So I've got the exact same, so that's obviously not going to work. And you just kind of have a little bit of a play and work out which way it goes. Now to slot it together, the easiest way I found was to do the middle first.
Okay.
On this one. And this is where I could be going horribly wrong again. So you're going to slot the middle one first. Now you could tell me if I'm doing it wrong. I've never made one of these in my life. But I slot the middle one, and then I go ahead and I slot the back ones while it's still fairly flat. If you have it while it's all creased and up, I found it really difficult to do. And then you can kind of tilt it just slightly and do the front ones because it's nice and small. It slots in a bit easier.
Lovely.
At the moment of truth, I think I bent my card the wrong way, so I'll probably have to reverse the folds. But basically, it should pop open.
Great.
Yeah, there we go. I've got one of my folds the wrong direction, so I've just kind of shift it while I'm opening it.
This is the sort of die that you'll put together once or twice and then it will just come naturally, won't it? You'll just be doing it in seconds.
There you go. So you can feel when it's not right, and then you get that basic shape. So this, to me, was too much of a faff with cutting it with my paper trimmer, so I never ever made one of these.
No, but I love them.
These dies make it nice and easy. Now, when you're making this card, when you want to add the elements on it, you're going to do it before you put it together, but I wanted to share with you how it goes. I'm not going to actually glue them on, but I wanted to share with you how that folds together. So I'm just going to pop it apart.
Great.
Once you know which way it's going and how it's going to fold, you'll know which way your cardstock is going to go, or your paper. So the papers will only fit the direction that they should go. So obviously that's not going to fit on there because it doesn't line up.
Right.
So flip it over, you're going to glue it on that side, on there, and it just lines up perfect. The only downside is that one of the sets, the one with the flat edge, needs to be cut from the reverse of the paper.
Okay.
So when you line it up on your cardstock, all the ones with the flat bottom, you're going to need to line up backwards on your cards. Yeah.
Great tip, thank you.
And then that will give you the correct direction for lining up on your paper. So if you can see, that will line up on there. If I die cut it out from the front, it just won't line up. Whatever you do. So you want to cut it from the back, and that's all the ones that have the flat bottom edge and the curved top edge. So if it's flat on the bottom, cut from the back, basically. That is the one trick for that. And so once you've done that, you can layer up all your images or your die papers, and then you can slot it all together, and that's all you need to do. There's no gluing involved to stick it together. You're just slotting it together. So that's one tip and trick. It looks very effective and very cool when it's finished. It collapses nice and small.
I love it.
So it is really nice to play with.
And it is certainly one. It's certainly one that you wouldn't want to be scoring and measuring yourself and trying to cut out all by yourself.
I've watched a couple videos on how you do it without dies, and I just have not got the patience or the time.
No.
I like a good quick craft. So
absolutely.
I wanted to share this one next. So this is the Zigzag stepper. So there are two Zigzag steppers. Be aware of that if you're looking them up. You've got the Zigzag stepper, which is the one that I've just shown you, and this is the other Zigzag stepper.
Okay.
So it's got the zigzag in the middle of the card. So when you cut it, you get this base here, and you're just literally going to fold it. And it took me a little while to work out which side was the bottom, which was the top, and how you kind of put it around. But again, on the back, it gives you the instructions as to where to fold up and fold down. But it's one of those things where you can kind of start to push on it, and you can start to see the shape, and you kind of work with the cardstock as you go.
Yes.
And once you've got it folded, so all those are the mountains, and then all those are the valleys. And once you've got it folded, it comes together really easy and quick. So you just get a card that folds over. Now this does, to my naked eye, because I didn't bring a ruler in, look wider than a standard card. So it will probably need a slightly wider envelope.
Okay.
But when you're done it, you can stand it up, and you've got this cool little step kind of going down.
I love that.
And what I did on my sample, which you should be able to see on the CraftStash website,
Yes.
was I used some die cut letters, just some individual letters from Sam Colcutt's collection actually, and I wrote love down the steps. And it's again really fun because you get all the layers. So you get 2 squares. Oh, the other thing I wanted to point out that I've loved about all these is you get a die for every panel. So I don't know if you're like me, but I'm a lazy crafter.
Yes.
And I think when I've got to take a die and cut it 4 times and run it through my silly machine 4 times, every one of these dies comes with every die for each panel. So there is no stinking running it through several times. You get to just do it once in one go. So I've loved that. That has made everything so super fast and easy. Because when you've got all these extra squares and all these panels, if you're having to recycle those dies, it can take you a lot longer. So actually, for time's sake, it's really quick and easy. That's that Zigzag stepper card. So remember, there are 2 in the Step It Up 2 collection. Make sure you get the right one depending on which one you want.
Thank you so much. She does have more. Yay!
Sorry.
No.
Sorry. So this one here is the Accordion stepper card, and this is the one I'm going to give you a little demo on and make a card with you.
Yes.
So the Accordion stepper card, again, can look overwhelming, but check it out. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares, and the 7 squares that line it. So you can pop all those squares through in one go and do your card. So you're not having to run it through multiple times, which is a huge time saver. So when you've got your card base, again, this can be a bit tricky as to work out folding, but once you have got the right mountains and valleys, it comes together quite simply. And again, this one I was like, oh, does it go this way or does it go this way? Now, if it goes this way, it kind of falls over a little. So I figure it must be going this way.
Right, okay.
So it folds nice like that. Again, you're going to need a square envelope for this one.
Lovely.
If I had to guess, I would probably say about 5 by 5 inches in terms of when it's finished. It's a nice square card. And again, you get all the bits that you need to layer it up. So I've gone ahead and used some holographic card. I love this kind of holographic card.
That's gorgeous.
I just like all things blingy and bright. So I've used that bird collection again, that bird paper from CraftStash.
Oh, the RSPB one?
Yes.
Gorgeous.
So I have gone ahead and just pre-cut everything for you so you're not getting bored watching me. But I'm just going to layer it up. Again, it's just matting and layering, and it's so quick and easy, which I love. And I slapdash my glue all over the back.
Oh, do you know what? I'm such a quick crafter. I just want to glue it on and get it done. So these are perfect. The dies, as you say, being able to run all those panels through at the same time is just, it's a godsend, isn't it? It really is so handy.
I think that was the game changer. I think that's probably why I keep crafting with these ones. Because of that element. I'm just too lazy to do it that many times. So I like a die set that comes with more dies rather than having to repeat dies. Right, so I've got my white panel because I always want a place for a message. So I've got my sort of front panel, which is going to be my decorative one, and my white panel there. And I think I've done it in the reverse. I think I wanted to go the other way, but it doesn't really matter.
That's pretty. That's really pretty like that.
Because that's where our sentiment's going to go. Right, then I've gone ahead and I've die cut out. These birds were in the paper pad. Let me just grab it. So they were the elements that I didn't feel like fussy cutting out. So in this paper pad, most of the paper pads from CraftStash come with some kind of embellishments that you can sort of cut out yourself. And I get a bit lazy. So I just die cut out the bird heads. And so I've got a piece of paper in my office which has got these beautiful elements with holes in them. But I just wanted the birds and I didn't want to have to fussy cut all those images out. So I just literally put my dies over top of my birds, used a bit of low-tack tape and ran them through. So it's super simple and super easy. You're just going to line up your little squares in the center of your other squares, and then you can just start flunking them on. And the bits that don't fold, so you've got like a little line here, it kind of gives you a nice crease. Even though you're not folding that bit, you know where you're going with your topper die cut bits.
Right.
You can see exactly where you're going to place it, because it kind of gives you a little score guideline. And there's a couple of these stepper cards that sort of, they're not meant to be folded in those places, but you can see exactly where you're meant to put your die. So for
Right.
example, the octagon card that I shared with you, you don't fold this crease here,
No.
but you can see it. It's indented it for you, so you know exactly where to line this bit up.
Perfect.
And get it nice and central, which is really helpful.
It's really handy.
Because again, sometimes when I'm trying to make up a quick card, I can be not paying attention so well. Right, so I'm just gluing these little panels on just to show you it's so quick and easy to do. Use tear tape, use glue, whatever you've got in your stash.
Yeah.
Use that to stick them down. And then again, just to kind of make it a little bit more decorative than just having the basic card, I've gone ahead and die cut out whatever this is. I always get it wrong, and I get people telling me in the comments
hexagon
or octagon. Yeah, octagon is 8 sides.
Yeah,
so
hexagon is 6.
And what I like to do is I take my vellum and I line it with a full sheet of sticky back double-sided adhesive. So I line my vellum with that, and then I die cut it out. So this whole thing is sticky,
Beautiful.
Which is a great way to use vellum on your sheets or on your projects and not have any of the adhesive show through.
Love that tip.
So I'm sticking down my vellum. It can kind of pop a little more stitches, and I've die cut it out 3 times and stacked it. I don't know if we can see that all that well. And that's from the Creative Words, the sentiment dies.
Lovely.
So you get that beautiful shadow. And I think I meant to put some glue dots on there, not glue dots, foam tape.
Oh,
but
well,
I forgot.
it doesn't matter.
So I'm just going to glue it down. But I kind of wanted to have a little sentiment, and I used the little dies from the sentiment dies, and they're great because they're just nice and small, so they can kind of fit on anything. Now, if we had done it correctly, we'd have that on the front there.
I don't know if there is a right and wrong way. I think that looks perfect as it is.
It's just a cool card because, again, it can stand up on someone's table or, where they stick your card.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, and so that's kind of how you can finish that card off. And it's just really fun and quick and easy. Probably blinding you with all that holographic card.
Oh, I love it. I love the shine and the sparkle. That's amazing. So you've run us through, I think, all of the second collection for the stepper.
Yes, we are completed the second collection now.
Yeah, no, I love it. And of course, everybody can buy 2 for $24.99 of those. They're actually $14.99 each if anyone's wanting to purchase them individually. We did, can we see all the cards you've made? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Let's just stack them up while I'm talking. In fact, I've got a couple of things to show, so we'll come back to you in just a second, if that's okay. So loads and loads of offers going on today while Sasha's just getting all of her cards together. One more thing I haven't told you about is the Easter egg dies. Now, these are so much fun. So Easter's coming up. You're going to be wanting to give gifts, I'd imagine, to people, probably more so than you would any other year. How about these? Check these out. These are super, super cute. Again, from the brand of Creative, you can pop your own Easter eggs inside. Did you know you can buy chocolate eggs without all of the packaging and the design around them really inexpensively, and you've got then these fantastic dies. There's 4 designs in total to be able to do this. These are only $10.99 for each die, so they are well worth checking out. Again, from the brand of Creative, they are brand new, so you can check those out. They are so much fun. And you know what, actually, yes, they're for Easter, but there's a lot that you can be doing with those. Again, all the different animal shapes for other times of year as well. Now, I did see a comment on Facebook asking, how do we get the 20% code? So what you need to do is just head on over to CraftWorld. It's kind of a secret code, so it's for CraftWorld members, but it's completely free to be a member over there. Pop over there and you'll see it. It will be on, it won't be hidden within the website. It will be on the front page. You'll be able to click in and find that code really, really quickly, and then be able to shop along with that and get 20% off of your creative goodies. And of course, you've got lots of other offers, such as your Apple Blossom code that you could be using today as well, and double points on everything. Now let's just pop back very quickly before we announce any winners and see everything that Sasha's been making today so far, which we are so grateful for. You've been an amazing demonstrator, Sasha.
Thanks. I've been so nervous. So these are all the samples. Just to give you an idea of time as well, I did these 4 cards here in my office in one evening. So I think I took about 3 hours, and did all of these, all the die, and the die cutting for these as well. The prep for these two I did
Wow.
in that 3 hours. So they are quick and easy to put together, and they are really nice. What I did with mine, I didn't bring any in here, I don't think, to show. Oh, I did. So I've got them in these little A4 snap pockets. So I just trimmed down the card because they are quite long.
Yeah.
But each one of my dies all fit into an A4 size little snap pocket.
Great.
And I just stuck them in there, and I've got two. I've got a collection on each side.
Oh, you're so organised.
I can store them nice and easily on my desk, and they're really quick and easy to grab, because I find sometimes the plastic, they come in a bit flimsy, and I tend to rip it when I'm trying to get it off because it's got all the sticky bits, the adhesive exposed to the plastic. So I just wanted to share that as well, that you can take your packaging, cut it up, and make it fit something that would work in your office, so it's easy to grab, because you're more likely to use it then. And you want to get value for money, don't you? You want to use it loads. And this is probably my absolute favorite. I love putting it down on this card, and it's so quick and easy.
That would be amazing for an invitation, wedding or party or whatever it may be. Yeah. You could batch make those. That would be brilliant.
Yeah. So yeah, I love this stuff. It's been really good fun.
Lovely. And we've loved having you on CraftWorld Live. Hopefully you'll be back again for us demonstrating. I'm sure it'll probably be creative again, knowing you, but you never know. It could be something else. But thank you so much for joining us. It's been amazing.
Thank you for having me.
You take care, Sasha. Now you can, of course, find Sasha on... bye. We'll give you a little wave. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. You can find Sasha over on CraftWorld, of course. She does regular blog posts and videos and things like that for us over there. And many of her product samples are, of course, on CraftStash. Under the products, we have images of what you can make for a lot of them. So you'll see a lot of her work there. Now I've got winners to announce, which is my favourite part of the show. So we have got, first of all, from YouTube watching over there, we have got Corinne Coverley. Again, okay, every week I have to apologise for my pronunciation of words or names particularly. It could be awful. But Corinne, well done. You are a winner. Please make sure you message us with your postal address. From CraftWorld, we have Paddywhack. Oh, I would just want to sing the little tune. We have Paddywhack there. Congratulations to you. Again, if you can message us with your postal address. And on Facebook, I actually read out a couple of your comments. It's Roseanne Kingvig Love. Well done to you as well. Congratulations, all three of you. You are winning your share of over £85 worth of creative goodies. Now, would you like the chance to win even more? We've got an even bigger prize going to one of you. It's over on CraftWorld. So all you need to do is pop over there, sign up for free if you've not already, and enter into the competition. That is to win an even bigger bundle of the creative dies that you've been seeing today. So we do this after every live on a Friday. Pop straight over to CraftWorld and enter that competition as well. Now, one more thing for you. I'm going to be back on Tuesday at 3 p.m. for Ready Steady Craft. Okay, but on I'm just trying to think. On Wednesday this is where I was going with this. I've completely got this wrong. But on Wednesday at 7 p.m, we've got Lisa Horton live showing you a free craft along, so anyone can join. A craft along with her new magazine box kit. It's just been launched. It's been going phenomenally well, but it is on sale on CraftStash at the moment. Make sure you grab that. If you're lucky, and if the postman is working extra hard at the minute, as I know they all are, you may even be able to order yours now and get it in time for that craft along on Wednesday with Lisa. But if not, you can always watch back when yours comes through, so make sure you check that out as well. There's lots going on today, so much. But yes, I will be back for Ready Steady Craft at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, and 2 p.m. for What's Hot on Tuesday. There's too much going on. I will see you next week. Have a lovely craft